It shouldn't have taken me this long to work it out, but it did. Yeah, so to me, it's about putting a value on what you do and making people pay for that value because you're worth it. And then once they're paying you or they have paid you, you must deliver. And if you do and you exceed the expectation, you just keep doing that.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't know. I don't have 10-year plans and all that.
Yeah.
I just know behavior.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. Yeah.
And now, you're a music teacher at the kura where you are.
Yes.
Do you also teach or do you touch on the business side of music with your students?
Absolutely. I don't necessarily present it as the business side of music because they are still teenagers at the end of the day, and I don't want to cloud their experience of music too early.
Yeah.
But one thing I do is I have high standard. Like if we're gonna play a song or you're gonna play a guitar, then you've got to do it the best you absolutely can. So if it's not quite good enough, then do it again. Do it again. Work harder. And just get them to realize that being good at music is like being good at anything. You've got to work hard at it. It's a craft, and you've got to be. It's not all fun and games. It's not all just drinking and laughing with your mates. There's a time for that, and that's all good. But there's more importantly a time to get down and get it done. So I sort of push those values, and they're really just my own values. I don't sort of preach to them like it's gospel.
Yeah,
it's just how I've done it. That's all I know. But that's all I know from experience is how I've done it to varying levels of success. And I mean, it all feels successful to me because I enjoy it, and I've produced lots of music in different genres, as you said. And I've played lots of mean gigs and I had a ball, The fame and fortune stuff is, that happens to people, and, if you're really hell-bent on that, go for it. But it's at my age, it doesn't really interest me anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not if it's not on my own terms.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Now, since you've been playing music for a long time, you've been doing gigs a long time, being involved in different bands and doing a lot of music things.
Yeah.
Who are some, just run past some names, who are some of the people that you have either opened up for or you've rocked with on the stage that are considered to be famous?
Pretty well, okay. Well, in the hip-hop genre, because like you said, I've been all over the show. In the hip-hop genre, we Definite and Bling, we supported Jurassic 5 and De La Soul. We've done heaps and heaps of shows around New Zealand with different, especially that early 2000s period of hip-hop in New Zealand was pretty productive period. So we were active in that time, sort of 2003 to 2007. So we did lots of stuff in and around the hip-hop scene in New Zealand. But yeah, I mean, I think hip-hop wise, Jurassic 5 and De La are probably the pinnacle of my my involvement opening for big acts. And they were awesome, yeah. I've got to admit, Jurassic 5 was so cool. Like, we actually got to hang out with Charlie Turner, and he was such a humble dude. Like, they turned up in the afternoon for sound check. It was around 2 p.m, long before the show started. And they just bowl in and come up and introduce themselves like real gentlemen. And they don't know who we are. I mean, we could have been the bloody janitor for all they knew. But that didn't matter. They treated everyone with the same respect, and it was really cool. That said, I've also had experiences with much lesser names who've been complete assholes. So,
Yeah.
So you just never know. But that was not only fun and exciting to be around a group that we really looked up to, but the fact that they were also good dudes was just like a bonus. Because it's not always sometimes they say there's a saying that says never meet your heroes.
Why?
Because you will invariably get disappointed.
No, actually, yes, that is true. That is true. I have yes had that experience, and yes, that has happened to me.
It can really bum you out.
I won't name any names. But
so anyway, yeah, and then of course you and I, we played with Shay Fu and the Nomad. That was awesome. In fact, that gig was really big for me because it turned me on to hit not only the Nomad's music, and if you don't know who the Nomad is and you're a New Zealand electronic or hip hop dance music fan, go and check him out.
Yes,
he's a veteran. He's been around for a long time, and that gig turned me onto his music and then other similar music. So it was pretty cool. We played with Super Groove at the IT Festival.
Yeah.
We played with Bella Kololo, a soul singer from Wellington. So even you and I in our few years that we were doing it, we got some cool gigs in there.
Yeah, absolutely, we did. Yeah. How this is because I see this and I just think to myself, wonder how important it is to other people. But in your opinion, how important is it to be, if you're in hip hop, how important is professionalism?
It's not unique to hip hop. It's just important hands down for anyone. But since your question asked about hip hop,
Only because I know a lot of guys, or I've seen a lot of guys that, in my opinion, aren't professional.
Yeah. Look, this is what it is. Hip hop already comes with a bunch of preconceived stereotypes about how you're going to behave as a hip hop person,
Yeah.
whether you're a DJ, rapper, whatever. So the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, the worst thing you can do is live up to the stereotype.
Yeah.
They already expect you to be unprofessional. They already expect you to be, you know, have negative connotations, whatever. So if you live up to that, all you've done is confirmed what they already thought, right? So for me, I take it upon myself to break that stereotype, at least in their experience of me and my groups or whatever I'm doing. So it's really, really important. It's really important in general. It's not unique to hip hop, but hip hop comes, like I said, with these preconceived stereotypes, and if you live up to them, then all you do is strengthen that stereotype for the next person that they have to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, when you are professional, polite, on time, all those things that we associate with being professional, they get especially blown away because they were expecting it to be negative, and then when you're exceptionally positive, it can really blow them away. So that works in your favor. Yeah.
That is true. I have to say, man, all of those things have worked to my advantage.
Of course.
They've worked to my advantage.
They're just old school things. They're not even music things. They're old school values.
Yeah.
You know, my granddad taught me, my papa taught me when I was a kid, shake a man's hand and look him in the eye and say good afternoon or good morning. Or, you know, he was teaching me to be a man. I didn't realize it at the time. He was teaching me to be a man when I was just a little kid. You know, and he didn't tell me why, he just told me to do it. And now I'm realizing years later why, you know, the benefits, like I said, it works in your favor. And it's so easy to do.
It is.
It's easy to do if you think of it and you're aware of it. It's so easy to not do as well.
Yeah, I'd say if you, like you said, if you are aware of it, then it is easy.
Yeah.
I will say, because I've had people that know that that I do hip hop and that I'm an MC, and then I show up to a gig in a shirt and tie, and you know, well, that's only when I'm hosting. If I'm going to perform, I'm just going to show up.
Yeah, that's right. Like, there's a time to be the hip hop dude.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing your music, like, be who you are. And even when you're being professional, at least what I think, you're still being who you are. You're just being a version of yourself that's dealing with the business. You know, and then you go on stage and you use you're slanged out and you're dressed casually, and that's fine, you know. And you know, hey, it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, like, you don't have to be the rapper when you're dealing with the bar owner after the gig.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, there's a time to be the rapper, and that's when you got the mic in your hand. I'm not picking on rappers either. I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
And so what many people probably don't know, well, they will know if they go check out some of your music or some of our music, is that you also like to use your native tongue in your song.
Aye.
And is that why is that?
Mehe mea ka tae au te kōrero Māori roto I te waiata, māku e kōrero. If I'm able to speak Māori in a song, if there's a place for it and it musically works and it supports the idea or the theme of the music, kei te pai tērā.
Aye.
You know, that's all it is. Like, I don't wave the flag really. You know, people are interested in Māori or they're not, and that's fine. I'm not pushing it. But if there's an opportunity for it, I am into language. Like, you know, I am passionate about it myself. But at the same time, it has to work musically. You know, like, I've heard Māori rap where it's like, yeah, it's cool that they're doing it, but it doesn't sound that good. Sometimes, you know, like, it still has to work musically, because at the end of the day, it's the musical rules supersede anything else.
Yeah.
If it sounds good musically, then do whatever. But anyway, back to the thing. Why do I use Māori in my music? To represent who I am, who we are as a group, you know, or whoever I'm with. Represent my community. Represent even for my ancestors and my family, you know, like, keeping Māori alive in different ways. Because I'm all for any different way it can be kept alive. That's good. So yeah, it's fun. It's cool to do that.
Yeah, man. Okay. That was a nice short little chat, but like I said, man, I'm just excited just to see you get down. Oh, that was actually quite short, B. I talked to my guest for like an hour or something.
Hell.
Yeah, man.
I'll
That's
start
why I got a
repeating
2-hour
myself.
slot.